I'm just feeling fireworky there, so yeah. Hello, welcome to Board Games Everybody Should. Before I get to my review of Hanabi, I thought I'd just point out to you quickly that if you wish to skip forward and see what I think about the game, you can click on a box which will come on the screen somewhere here. And also in this video there is my kind of documentary of the Hanabi Tournament that I went to in Paris. So if you wish to skip straight to that and not hear me talk about Hanabi the game too much, you can click on the box wherever it appears on the screen. But until then, let's go straight to how to play Hanabi and what kind of game is Hanabi, and see if any of this rings a bell to you. Alright, I'm going to turn over the next card. I want you to clear your head and tell me what you think it is.
It's a yellow 5.
Incredible. That's 5 for 5. You're not cheating me, are you?
No!
You can't see these, can you?
No, I swear they're coming to me.
Okay. Nervous? Yeah. I didn't know I was going to get electric shocks. Well, you only have 75 more to go. Okay, tell me what you think this card is. It's a blue 2. I'm sorry, today is just not your lucky day. Duh. Hello Chapheads, welcome to another Board Games Everybody Should. In this video I'm going to talk about the game Hanabi. Okay, Hanabi is a small, compact, family style card game. And the main mechanic of this game is telepathy. Yes. As I said, Hanabi is a card game, so you get a deck of cards. Okay, there are 6 suits in the game, but for the purposes of the video, we're not going to bother talking about the multicolored. Okay, so there's 5 suits, and the object of the game is for the group to get these cards out in numerical order for each colour. 1, 2, that's not 3, 3, 4, 5. Sounds easy, doesn't it? And to make the game easy, when you get your hand of cards, you're not allowed to look at them, and you have to hold them like that. I kid ye not. So being a card game, what will happen is the cards will get shuffled and then distributed to the players. For 2 or 3 players, you have 5 cards each. For 4 or 5 players, you have 4 cards each. Now, you have to be careful in the next bit. You need to pick up the cards in a way that you don't see them, and you hold them in your hand like that. After looking around the table and deciding which player you think should go first, and there's a unanimous decision, that's the word, that player will then have 1 action. Now that 1 action could be one of 3 things. The first thing it could be is to give a clue to another player. The second action that they could do is they could put a card into play onto the table. Or the third action that they can do is they can discard a card. Okay, let's talk about these 3 actions in depth. Number 1 action is to give a clue to another player. So you obviously look at their hand and you go, okay, I'm going to give them that clue. Let's imagine this is someone else's hand. And you say, okay, you have 2 red cards, there and there. Okay, you could also say, you have a 5. You have 3 1s. Now you're only allowed to give 1 clue, and it can either be about the colour or the number. Okay, you can't say, oh, you've got a 1 there. You have to say all 3. You have to point them all out. Okay, so that player will then go, okay, so those 3 are 1s. Okay, and they can do what they want with their hand. They can go, oh, okay, I'm going to move them there, so I know that they're 1s. Or they can make them stand out like that. Or they can turn them sideways. Or they can make the backs different, however they want. Okay, and because you've given a clue, these little tokens here, you have to turn one over. And every time you give a clue, you have to turn another one over, and another one, and another one, and another one. As you can see, there's 8 of these, and once 8 clues have been given, you can't give any more clues. So how do you get those clues back? Well, the other action, you can discard a card. So you just say, oh, I'm going to discard this one. Turn it over, oh, it's a 5, oh dear. And then you draw another card and put it into your hand, making sure that you can't see it. And then you turn it back over, so someone else can give a clue later on. If you want to put a card into play, which is the third action, obviously, you go, I'm going to put this card into play, and then you turn it over, and it's a 1, and there's no other number below that or above that, so yes, it can go into play, because obviously you start at 1 and work your way up to 5. Then you take another card. When there's no more cards to take from the deck, the game is over. Okay, you have one more round until it goes back to the player that took the last card. And if you say, oh, I'm gonna put a card into play, and it's not possible to put down, that's a green 2, it needs a green 1. What will happen is you'll lose a life, and you have 3 lives, as you can see up there. Once these are gone, it's game over again. You count your points, so in this case, we got 1 point. If you make a mistake, if you accidentally look at your card, you will lose a life. If you give out too much information, if you say, oh, you've got a red 3 and 1 there, oops, that's an error, you lose a life. Now, I missed out one rule, which I forgot. If someone plays a card into play and it's a 5 and it finishes that suit, you get a clue token back. So there's another way to get clue tokens, which is something that I forgot to mention. Now, let's have a look at this. Say this is the end of the game. This is the final score. What is your final score here? Yes, it's 1, 5, 6, 7. So it says 12. So this scoring here is 12, the game. The maximum score, obviously with these 5 suits, because there's 5, it's 25. Doing the math, he does the math. Okay, if you wanted to make the game harder, you could add in the 6th multicolour suit to make it even harder. So the highest score would be 30. And if you want to make it even harder still, you could remove one of these lightning tokens, so you only play with 2, or you play with 1. Or to make it even harder, you only have 1 of each of these multicolored cards in the deck. And if you want to make it even harder, you're not allowed to say that it's a multicolored card. You've got to say it's one of the colors, which could be any of them. So there you go, that's how you play Hanabi the card game. What do I think of it? Now, did I tell you what Hanabi is about? Hanabi is about fireworks, and Hanabi means fireworks in not French anyway. And the reason I'm not talking about these fireworks is because the story for this game is it's just an abstract card game. So for me, Hanabi is a board game that everybody should be in 2 minds about. Why do I say that? Okay, I've come from this game from 2 different perspectives. One as a social activity, playing with your family or playing with friends, where it's really light-hearted, really fun kind of game. And where you're going, okay, you have 2 5s, 1 there and 1 there, which means that you're kind of cheating, but you're not cheating because it doesn't say in the rules that you shouldn't go exaggerate. That's fun. The family kind of light, let's have a laugh together and see what we can do. It works really well. You can play it as a kind of a cocktail game. But there is a darker side. If you play at a competitive level where you're trying your hardest to get the highest score, and every clue in every action counts, the game has a different tone. The game is really stressful. You will start arguments. The simplest of slip-ups will taint your view of this game. So bearing that in mind, you have to ask yourself, what kind of gamer am I? Am I a serious, I've got to do this kind of gamer, or you are kind of, let's have a laugh. Okay, this game kind of appeals to both kind of styles of player. It's easy to learn. It's simple game. It takes cards and shuffles the rules a bit and makes it a bit more interesting. It's nice like that. The components, as you can see, they're nice, and again they will vary because there's like several different versions. I've played many versions. I played the cocktail game square card one, which I found a bit annoying because with the rectangular ones it's easy to turn sideways to remember what number's what, to turn upside down. You have to rely on the image on the back with the square ones because there's no other distinguishing factors. My favourite is the deluxe version, which is the very big cards. They're like big as your hand span, and you have a nice little stand to put them in. So if this game appeals to you, I'd get that one. There's also another one with little tiles, but I haven't played with that one. So the artwork is always going to be different on your country or whoever's producing the game. The game is a cooperative game, but it doesn't feel like a game to me. It feels more like a cooperative communication puzzle, where you're using language to give people the indices is French, the clues to get the game rolling and to get the biggest score. It's like doing a crossword together, but you know, each person's got their own set of vocabulary words that they know. It's fun like that. If you ever get a chance to play it, just play it. It takes 15, 20, 25 minutes to play, and you'll see for yourself if you enjoy it, if it kind of fits into your group, if you just want a little quick filler for a laugh, or you want to sit around the dinner table in between your starter and your main meal and play this just for giggles. Do so, because that will decide for you whether you like this game or not. After that one play, is it too stressful? Is it too funny? Those kind of things. Between the different types of players, so if you play as a 2-player game, the game feels a lot more easier than it does with a 5-player game, because with a 2-player, you've got 8 clues that you can give. So by the time the 8 clues have gone, you practically know every single card in your hand. Whereas when you're playing with 5 players, you got one person giving a clue about that card there, one person giving a clue about cards there, and this person knows 3 of their cards. You feel a bit more naked because you're not sure of what you've got. Whereas with 2 players, you know every single card in your hand, but those clues are gone like that within a minute. So, Hanabi, this is what I think about it. That's what I think of Hanabi. Hanabi. I give it a 7 out of 10. Seem to have transported somewhere else. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the 3rd championships of Hanabi, which took place here in France, because that's where I live. Okay, there was a championship of Hanabi, and there were regional qualifiers up and down the country, and luckily there was one at the gaming group that I attend, Le Caboujou, and I took my wife along because she actually likes Hanabi a lot more than me, and we were paired up with another couple, Jib and Anne, and we played several games, and it was the team who got the biggest score of the night would qualify, and that team happened to be, yes. So we would then go along to the final, which was held in Issy-les-Moulineaux on the 18th of May. I hope I pronounced it. It's in Paris. Okay. Unfortunately, Anne could not attend, and so she was replaced by the president of the Caboujou, and that was Guillaume. And so we all went along, and it was held at the French Museum of Card Games. Now, there are several of these museums around Europe, in Germany and in France and in several other places. There are a couple in other parts of the world as well. I think there was one in Japan. And let's just talk about the place. The place was beautiful. It was very interesting to see how cards have developed over time, the printing processes, the artwork, the styles, and the museum was amazing. And there was a little section of modern games like Dominion and yeah. So this tournament was held by Cocktail Games and Dosage. You may recognize those names, you may not recognize those names, but they are gaming companies. And it was also a special charity event for a company called Rejouer, which means replay. And basically what would happen is the scores would be accumulated into money at the end of the tournament, and that money would be donated to this charity, Rejouer Replay, sorry. And they would, what they do is they take old games and toys and they refurbish them and make them new again, and then they sell them off to unprivileged children and schools and things like that, which is really, really nice. So yeah, so all our scores made money, which was a good thing. Okay, but all our scores were to win the tournament. The tournament, let's talk about the tournament. The tournament would happen in 3 rounds. And there were 10 teams that made it to the final. Excuse me. And obviously we were one of them. But anyway, I'm getting beside myself there. It was 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds would be a normal game of Hanabi with the 5 colours, not the multicolour. And the third round would be with the multicolour cards. Now the thing is, these decks were pre-built and they were all the same for each round, for each table that took part. So there was no randomness. It was a case of the team, the best skill, would actually get the best score. And after the 3 rounds, all the totals of the scores would be added up and the team with the highest score would win. Now, I took my camera along and I decided I'd film some of it. So let's take a look at some of what happened that day. So here we are in the Museum of Card Games, ready for the tournament. People are discussing their strategies, how they're playing, having a little breakfast, and we're all ready to play. So are they. Okay, first round. The wife mucked up 2 times. 2 times. We scored 20. That's not too bad. 2 times she mucked up. She's got no control of her tongue. Yes. Yeah. She made Guilou miss. Yeah. Le focus c'est pas bien ça.
Hello.
Alors, est-ce que c'est la même personne qui est obligée de commencer ou c'est...
Je sais pas. Round 2. Let's hope we're successful. Fight! Hardy-Yarkin!
19 points.
Let's see if we can get more points this time. I think, what was it, 24 one team got? Yeah, one team got 24. Yeah, you go PP. So one team got 24. We got 20. Close. What?
On a changé d'arbitre.
Trophy.
On a changé d'arbitre.
Ah. Okay, round 2. 19 now with 25. Yeah, no, 15. 19. Now we're going to round 3. We're playing with the multicolored. Fingers crossed we can get 28. 26 would be good. We're in the middle at the moment, so fingers crossed. See you on the other side.
Ah, normalement, ils s'en sont même pas rendus compte, quoi. Normalement, j'ai regardé à gauche.
Oui, on t'a regardé.
J'en ai regardé. Ah, il y a des fois, la sortie, machin, après le repas, c'est...
Ah oui, après le repas.
Ah oui, peut-être.
Je me rappelais plus.
Ouais, ça m'étonne que tu le déplaces. Là, tu l'as laissé là. Je me dis, où elle sait qu'il est là.
Ah bah non, j'ai eu un moment d'absence aussi.
Third round finished. 20 out of 30 points. So, as you can see, we didn't do very well. We finished 9th out of 10. The winners, the Île-de-France 2, that's the name of the team, well, the region. Congratulations to them, they all got trophies. But everyone walked away with one of these lovely trays, which you can use to put your chips in, to take in and out when you're playing Hanabi. We also got a selection of cocktail games and some douche singe games as well. So expect to see some reviews coming soon. All in all, the event was well organised, there was a nice buffet, there was a nice breakfast. It was a lovely day, everyone just kind of gelled and mixed and mingled, and we all had a laugh, and even I had a laugh, even though my French was really poor, and nobody spoke English all day to me, which is strange. But it was nice to meet the team from Cocktail Games and the team from Du Singe and all the other organisers, the curator of the museum, and big thanks to all of them. I had a wonderful day. It was great just to mingle and talk games with other people and watch people practice playing Hanabi and then winning. But anyway, I'm gonna mingle, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah a bit more, but I need to stop this video. So until next time, thanks for watching. Leave comments if you want to leave a comment and say something random and weird. Till then, ciao for now.